How do all of these images relate? They refer to 3 different methods of analysing and healing the personality, all of which will be combined in a creative workshop taking place this Sunday. Alison Demarco is the woman behind the workshop. As a child, Alison saw colours surrounding people, plants and animals, but suppressed an ability which also connected to deeper knowing. The eventual result later in life was a nervous breakdown that culminated in cancer. Through a number of therapies, including colour work, Alison cured herself. She's written about the journey of breakdown and healing in her book Dark Storm and Golden Journey, and has herself worked with colour as a means to understanding and healing for over 15 years. This Sunday, her workshop will include work with the Aura camera, a piece of equipment that photographs the electromagnetic field that surrounds each of us. Alison tells us what exactly it is and how it works.
Basically, the Aura camera is based on Kirlian photography. Harry Oldfield invented it around about 30 plus years ago. He's got doctorates all over the world, very, very clever man. And this is a very scientific camera that picks up on the aura, the electromagnetic field. It picks up, as you can see there, blockages where there is blocked energy, which can mean all different things. But when we're actually looking at a person's energy field, we tend to be able to back up what the medical profession have actually either diagnosed or what the person, the client, is feeling.
What training is involved in using this Aura camera?
Well, there's a lot of training. Originally, I trained in colour, which was 15 years ago, which was the science of colour, the frequencies of colour and the electromagnetic field. And then 10 years ago, I trained with Harry and a doctor in energy medicine, in this type of energy medicine on frequencies. And then 5 years ago, trained and bought this camera, and that was another year training. So there's a lot of training goes into it, and a lot of understanding on a scientific level, frequencies and energy and vibration.
So how is the Aura camera going to be used in the course this Sunday?
Well, we're going to have a look at people's auras, obviously not in a diagnostic form as such, but just to let them see their living energy, which they probably haven't seen before. So it will be something new, something different, and it will give them an insight if perhaps they want a follow-up, they want a personal reading, etc. But at least it will let them see their living energy and other people's.
So does the aura change colour depending on our mood or something we're going through emotionally?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the aura, the electromagnetic field, is frequency, and it is literally changing all the time. Every second it's changing. So just really to say to somebody, well, your aura is red, is a misconception. The electromagnetic field is made up of all colours, fluctuating at different rates and different times. Even like if you think of something, we've done so many tests with this camera. Obviously I've not done all of them, but I've done a lot of tests. Even a thought form can change the aura. A good thought form can make it very bright and luminous. Negative thought form can make it quite dull.
Alison will be combining the use of the Aura camera with facial analysis. Apparently, the shape of our face and the nature of the features all point to defining our character. Alison demonstrates.
So when we're doing face reading, we're looking at the entire shape of the face, and then we're looking at the eyebrows, the eyes, the depth of the eyes, the mouth. When we see when Pete smiles, the mouth curls up, the cheeks come out, and it's exactly the same as the drawing of the archetype that we've got. If we're the face reading, within us all there's the male and female, so the yin, the yang. And the opposite of the fool is what we call the old woman. And a lot of people identify with that name, the old woman. They understand what it means. But the old women, they tend to be found in banks, or they certainly like money, or they need to keep their money. They tend to hoard things, but they're also very practical. It's an earth element. So when we're face reading, again we're using the elements earth, air, fire, water. So you've heard of a down-to-earth person, a wishy-washy person, an airy-fairy person, and all these are fiery persons. So all these elements are in our everyday speech. And all we've done is we put those 4 elements and made an archetype. The archetype will be male and also female. So it makes up the 4 elements make up an archetype.
And what are you?
Believe it or not, I'm the actress. And therefore, when I'm doing talks and lectures and different things, I'm able to be in my space, and I can carry it off and ad-lib.
I got a first-hand taste of the third element of Alison's work a few days ago at a Women in Business meeting. You're also going to be using a kind of colour system whereby you divide people into blue, red, green and yellow colours, and different characteristics go with each colour. And through knowing about this, you learn how to interact with other people. Tell us a little bit about it. We had a little taste of it in the Women in Business meeting the other day, but we didn't have a chance to go in depth, and I'm sure there's a lot more to it than what we experienced the other day.
Yeah, there really is. Firstly, we've got 4 different categories, and in these categories there are questions about yourself. So you describe yourself, and you relate to one of these categories. Now, obviously, we're not just one category. We can fit into 2 categories and probably them all. But, for example, once we've got the categories and you've chosen which category you are, then I will give you the colour. So we then divide those into groups. So we've got perhaps the red, the green, the yellow and the blue. Now, it sounds like we're boxing people, but in actuality we're using the elements earth, air, fire, water and to describe people. And once we've got that, we'd have a red team, the blue team, the green team and the yellow team. Now, in theory, everyone in the red team should be similar, as is the rest of the teams. And to take it a bit further, we'd mix the teams. So we would put some reds with some blues, see how they interact with each other, some greens with the yellows, and so on. And when everyone has an experience of all the different categories, the different colours, they can really get to know themselves better.
So you're going to be combining face analysis and aura camera work and colour work into this workshop. How do they all relate?
Each one has the ability to tell the person more about themselves. It really is. It's like a fingerprint of characteristics and traits that we all have. And the more we get to know ourselves, the more we can better our relationships with other people. By knowing how we communicate, for example, do we react or do we not react to something? By knowing how to communicate with a certain type is half the battle, so that you know, in other words, you're not taking it personally. If there is a situation where there is an argument or a potential, a lot of people feel threatened and they lash out or they go introvert. So it's really finding ways of communicating, getting to know yourself, and also a lot of people are looking for direction. How do they move on? What can they do? A lot of people have insecurities. So this system is really about getting to know yourself better and how to develop yourself.
Why have you chosen to combine these 3 areas of work? Do they work well together?
They all work well together, and there's also more that you can add. But these are the ones that I've really specialised in, and they are the foundation to really knowing who you are.
Alison's workshop, A Look Into Your Life, will be held this Sunday in Sada. It runs from 9 till 1 and the cost is only £15. It promises to be a fun, creative and refreshing way of learning a little more about ourselves and how we relate to others. Interested? To book, call 99741684. Details about the workshop will be repeated in our What's On listings, which are on after the programme.